Turns out Obi stood naked in his backyard, hosing himself down. Hello, welcome to the podcast. This is Not For Radio. We are your hosts, Duncan Jay Reeve. A reminder, you can unlock double the content and available episodes by becoming Sniper Elite. That also allows you to win exclusive merch. You get ad-free, and you unlock over 250 episodes, which is a snot load of content for less than a beer a month.
We get a little bit fizzy at the end about one of the greatest chopper shows. If you're into motorcycles, you want to stick around for that. If you're not, you could probably just fucking button off and just peel out early.
Things you can say about your motorbike and not your girlfriend.
Very good. And we'll be continuing. This is going to be a thread that we will pull on. Owen's mum has made a mistake. He shares this all the way from Wales.
Oh, that's unfolding too. That's going to be a drama that carries on. We'll talk about the Flintoff documentary after a recommendation from a sniper and a couple of cracking war stories.
One of the a Warriors Brazilian, put it that way.
Yeah, it was her first, we'll say it, because we always say up the wires. That's our league team. She went to her first ever Warriors game, which is awesome. So it's like an international, not knowing what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And she seemed like the best. And then, great story about a fiery anus is my war story. Enjoy the potty.
Snipers, reload. Another war story incoming. Eyes on target, scopes dialed in. Let's see who hits the mark.
I think we should look at redoing those. That'd be mega PTSD. We're basically wiping out all of the possibility of having any armed forces listen.
And I get so many messages from people across the globe in armed forces, various armed forces.
Either that or they're used to it. Maybe there's a small percentage.
Or retired.
Yeah.
Returned servicemen and women, vets. But apologies. Let us know if it is really fucking jarring.
Yeah, actually, legitimately send us a message if you're just like, man, that is the worst bit of the podcast for you. Because I'd hate to be doing that to you every time and you battling through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a hearty price to pay for a laugh.
War story number one from OEO from Australia. G'day, fellas and felly, and apologies for the David Longy, but I reckon you'll get a chuckle out of this one. Bloody love the potty. Just recently became Sniper Elite. Welcome.
Mate, congratulations.
I got plenty of war stories.
Top brass.
Thanks to being a pretty cooked unit. But the one I'm serving up today is the infamous Hibbo Hero Burger incident. A few years back, one of our local pubs in Goulburn put out a bistro menu item called the Hibbo Hero Burger. Word around town was that this thing was stupidly hot. We're talking meat patties laced with ultra-hot chili varieties topped off with a brutal chili chutney. As a well-respected chili head among my workmates, the pressure was on. A bloke I will call Whiskey, because that's his fucking name. Might have been Wixie, actually. I got it right, though. Claimed he'd had it and reckoned it wasn't that bad, and that if you finished it, you got your name on the hero board. After a bit of banter with the lads, we decided a crew of us would head to the pub and take it all on together. Now, I'd done my spicy apprenticeship, and so I had my best mate, Obi. He's a super fit triathlete, and I've got a classic dad bod, but our shared love of Vindaloo forged a strong bond. The evening arrives, four of us step up. Me, Obi, Marksy, another chili head, and Pricey, who didn't like spicy stuff, but joined in because Wixie said I'd be all right.
There's a lot to ease, eh? It's a real Australian group of mates.
Yeah. A crowd of workmates turned up to spectate. The four of us ordered the burgers, signed waivers.
See, I was going to say, if there's no waiver being signed, then this burger's up to fuck all, because most of these things cause heart problems. And like Big Wesley Lee was saying, the guy that was at the chili eating competition was hallucinating and fucking cradled around the toilet.
Burnt a hole in his stomach.
Fucking cooked him.
Signed a waiver form saying we wouldn't share the meal and wouldn't hold the pub liable for whatever havoc was about to unfold. Marksy mentioned that he was nervous, said his own homemade chutney had wrecked his spice confidence.
Who's making a chutney? Fucking onions, sultanas, shit bit of balsamic.
Out came the burgers. Looked harmless enough with a side of wedges, but we had to wear latex gloves, and we were given one small glass of milk each. We geared up, wished each other luck, and got stuck right on in. First bite, tomato, beef, bacon, and then fucking BAM! My taste buds were absolutely nuked. Violent hiccuping started. I sounded like a chook lane house brick.
I get the heat hiccups. That's how I know when I've over revved, because that's like a fucking proper reaction.
The visuals on that.
A fucking house.
Took Lena Outsbrick. My lips and tongue were swelling. Through tear-filled eyes, I saw Pricey spit out his and reach for the milk. Marksy bailed halfway through. Obi and I gave each other a nod. We were in this till the fucking end. Obi shoved the wedges into the burger and kept on smashing it. I tried the same, hoping the wedges would help. They didn't. They were laced with ghost chili powder. A few chews in and I could feel a countdown beginning in my brain. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fuck! It was like swallowing napalm. We pushed on. Obi was sweating snot, running, shaking, but he nailed the final bite. I licked the plate clean in triumph. Celebrated with a couple of Tia, Maria, and Milks and headed home.
Holy shit, that is impressive.
Back at home, the wife went to bed and I sat watching TV. The mouth burn faded, but a new, deeper burn in my chest kicked in. It came in waves and then just kept on fucking climbing. It felt like someone had rammed a red-hot, broken bottle into my chest and was twisting it. Barely able to breathe, I staggered to the bedroom, panting like a woman in late-stage labour. The missus asked, "What the hell is wrong with you? You want me to call a wambulance?" I managed to croak out, "No, but take me to hospital." Very reluctantly, she got up and we drove to A&E. Me hanging out the window like a dog sucking in the cold air. In the hospital car park, I lost all dignity and started howling. The security guard thought I'd been stabbed or was mourning a grandchild eaten by drop bears. In triage, I was a mess. The missus, a nurse at the hospital, was mortified. I was given some plastic anaesthetic liquid which dulled the pain a little. Then the doc came out. "So, I see here, you ate a chili burger." I nodded like a sad little puppy. He goes, "I don't think it was the burger. I think you're fat and have gallstones." So
Come on, you fat fuck.
the burger's fat content has triggered her. I was too broken to argue. Taken to a room and told to lie on the bed. Big mistake. As soon as I laid back, the pain came back with a fucking vengeance. I got on my knees, head on the mattress, absolutely wailing. A nurse jabbed me with pethidine. Did absolutely nothing. Doc returned and started yelling at me. "Be quiet, you're waking the whole hospital." I roared back, "I don't give a flying fuck, just help me." They hit me with enough morphine to down a horse. I felt the pain melt away slowly like E.T.'s glowing heart. After some blood tests, they told me I could go home, but they needed a urine sample first. I staggered to the toilet like Ozzy fucking Osbourne on a bender, lined myself up and pissed absolute fire.
That's crazy.
My bacon bazooka was screaming. Never had lava piss before. It was emotional. Turns out Obi stood naked in his backyard, hosing himself down before he dared to pee. We both survived. Barely. Got my name on the Hibbo Hero Honour Board, but the bastards actually spelt it wrong. Cheers, lads, and up the wires.
Holy shit.
What a kicker. They spelled his name wrong after all. That's not even worth it. It's some other bloke up there. Amazing.
Attention, snipers! Gear up and hold your positions. It's time to load up some war stories. Your tales from the front line, brought to life. Prepare to fire.
I've been in a position where I've had such spicy food that I actually thought I had an STI because my fucking cock burnt that hard when I pissed. And it was 2 pisses in a row. I was like, surely this can't be the chili. This can't be the chili. This can't be the chili. This was one of those sessions where heat hiccuping. I was dating a girl who's an Indian chick basically, and we went to this fucking amazing Malaysian Indian joint. But her whole family eats spicy as fuck stuff, like real spicy. And I didn't want a white boy bitch out on them, so I just buffed it. And I go red normally, but I was another shade and was like sweating off my eyelids, like dripping off my eyelids. I was that fucking hot. Had a black t-shirt on that just went like fucking pretty much like
a wet cloth.
Yeah, it was horrible. Anyway, yeah, so later on, because I just thumped beers. And so it literally within the second... I would have pushed through fucking 2 beers, and I was like, now I need to piss. And as soon as I pissed, the spice was fucking there already.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was literally like a hot poker going straight out the end of my fucking dick. And I was like, fuck, not only have I stitched myself up here,
I've got an STI.
I've picked something up somewhere. And then I was like, well, surely this will be gone. If it is the chili, it'll be gone on the next piss. So I was thumping more beers. Sure enough, needed to piss again, and it was still there. Didn't dull off at all. Like, no fucking dulling whatsoever. Didn't eat anything for the rest of the meal. Just sat there, just fucking pushing white rice onto my tongue and holding it there like a pad, trying to soak it up and then spitting it out. And then third piss, it was completely gone. So yeah, whatever, it just fucking burnt through me.
Jeez, that must have been a good watch for the family.
Well, I didn't see it, and I didn't tell anyone till now.
Good on you, mate.
This
That's what
one
the
here,
podcast is all about.
This is a story from Juliana McDonald. I'm guessing with a surname like that possibly not so much from Brazil, but...
I'm going to say owns a farm.
Yeah. Maybe the daughter, E-I-E-I-O.
Could be. Let's find out. Maybe it's part of the story, the origins of Old McDonald's farm.
It's titled Up the Waz. All right, buckle up, because my first live Warriors game was a less sophisticated sporting event and more chaotic comedy show starring yours truly. See, I'm from Brazil, so it might be Juliana. My sporting DNA is 99% soccer, where the ball is round, the tackles usually don't sound like two cars colliding. But then I married a Kiwi. Yes! That makes more sense. A delightful human who bleeds blue, green and white for the Waz. Suddenly, I found myself intrigued. So there we were at the Apollo Stadium for the Anzac game.
Oh, yeah.
The sheer size of the players was the first shock. They looked less like athletes and more like magnificent, heavily armoured gladiators. My husband, bless his cotton socks, was explaining some rules, but honestly, it was mostly going in one ear and out the other. Something about tries, conversions, and, well, a lot of running and tackling. Now, being terrible with names, I'd come up with a foolproof, in my mind, system to identify the players. There was the Tank, the really big guy. Sonic, the super fast one. Not Sean, self-explanatory. Sean used to be the only name I could remember for an unknown reason. Zombie Boy. I've seen him getting seriously injured in one game and come back the next as nothing ever happened. And my personal favourite, the Slippery Boy, who's
Slippery boy.
He looks incredibly hard to tackle, as I believe he might use some slime as body cream, amongst others anyway. The game started, my soccer instincts immediately kicked in. Every time someone got tackled, I'd yell, penalty! My husband would just chuckle and then gently correct me, that's just a tackle, love, sweet as. Then the nicknames came the nicknames. Sonic would make a break and I'd shriek, go Sonic, go! The Roadrunner would charge forward and I'd bellow, look out Roadrunner, go! He's like real fast. The reactions around me were priceless. One bloke choked on his pie trying not to laugh. A woman next to me just stared at me with wide eyes like I'd sprouted a second head, and I swear I heard someone mutter, maybe she needs just to sit the fuck down. My husband, meanwhile, was just a shaking mess of suppressed giggles beside me. Every time I'd shout a particularly inspired nickname or a soccer-related outburst, he'd just nudge me and grin. At one point, Slippery Boy made a surprisingly agile move, and I yelled, look at him! Slippery Boy! He's slippery-ish!
He's slippery-ish!
That seemed to push the guy with the pie over the edge. He burst out laughing, spraying his fucking gravy everywhere in the process. The tension of the game was getting to me. In soccer, you can yell at the ref. Here, I wasn't quite sure.
Here we go.
I wasn't quite sure who to yell at, so I just kept shouting encouragement and nicknames. Go on, Ninja Turtle, show them your laser beam.
This is so sad.
And then something unbelievable was happening. The Warriors were winning. The crowd was going wild, and so was I. I was jumping up and down, yelling my bizarre player names with even more enthusiasm. Finally, the siren went off. The Warriors had won. Huzzah, up the Waz. The stadium erupted, and I was right there with them, a newly converted, slightly unhinged, but utterly thrilled fan. My husband gave me a big hug, his face still flushed from laughing. You were, well, fucking entertaining to say the least, he managed to say between chuckles. They won, I exclaimed, completely unfazed by the bewildered looks I'd received throughout the match. The Snowball, not the Sean, and the Zombie Boy, they were amazing. Despite the potential need for earplugs from those around me and my husband's constant giggling, It was an absolutely fantastic time. The energy of the live game, the win, and even my own ridiculous commentary made it an unforgettable experience. My first live Warriors game. It wasn't just a sporting event, it was a comedy of errors, narrated by a very enthusiastic, nickname-obsessed Brazilian. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other fucking way. So go the fucking awesome guys in blue, green, and white. Up the wowzers.
Oh, that is elite, Julia.
Yeah. That's amazing. And that, like, if you've
That's
never...
what it's all about.
Yeah, particularly if you've come from a place like Brazil or maybe not so much South American companies, because like Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, countries, are amazing at rugby union. Brazil, not so au fait with the game. They've got soccer football.
Yeah, better games to play.
But yeah, when you come from a place you've never seen rugby, that's
Great,
rugby union.
just outstanding form. That was only a couple of weeks ago as well. Great work.
Ceasefire, snipers! Today's top marksman has been selected. The war story of the day goes to...
It's got to go to OEO, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it did well to piss fire.
I would say only just, but then also...
I've put a request in for heaps of old WAS stuff.
What do you mean?
Like
From who?
Fucking from the guys that make it. So I want to start, because I said to them, we'll buy all of the end of line stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll just send it to people and across,
that's a good
all over
idea.
the joint.
I wouldn't mind. Hard to get it across the line with the missus. Imagine knitting, sewing a duvet out of jerseys. That'd be cool for the kids. Anyway, guys, I don't know. I was going to throw it up there. Where is he? Obi. Obi's the one that was spraying himself and his dong down in the backyard
With a hose.
With a hose.
Yeah.
I think he's my favourite part of all those stories. Bloody good work.
When I was just a little boy, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? And here's what she said to me. Ah, fuck off. You're going to be a cunt like your father. Not for radio.
It's so good. Oh, well done. Hats off. Just a quick message from Tony Quick. He says, one to watch, Flintoff. It's on the Disney Channel in the UK. Probably will be in New Zealand and Australia. Even if you're not a cricket fan, you should watch it. If you can't relate or be moved by parts of this, then you're dead inside. Freddie Flintoff was an absolute legend before the crash. Having watched Flintoff, I now see him as a god. If I'm ever half the man he is, I'll be really fucking happy. What a hero you are, Freddie Flintoff.
That's a wild one. Yeah, that crash that he had was fucking unreal.
So here's the thing. So because he flipped an open top car, right?
Yeah.
And his face ground along the ground or whatever, and just got pulled open. There was all the staff working there actually had to go to trauma counselling because they thought he was dead and his face had been fucking peeled open like a mandarin.
Yeah.
And here's the gnarly thing, because I watched the trailer this morning. He can remember the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Nothing quite comes close to the sound of your bone grating down a road or teeth and... Oh. Yeah, fuck me. That makes my hands sweat straight away.
And then we go he was on Top Gear, and then I don't know if they ended up getting done for it. He got a huge payout or whatever, and I know it shouldn't matter, but fuck, he was a good-looking dude before that.
Yeah.
And that's got to be a tough pill to swallow. I mean, admittedly, he just gets to enjoy how the other half of us live now.
Well, but he's also, I mean, we've got Brad Smeele as another example. So a New Zealand professional wakeboarder who fucking put away more tail than an SPCA.
It's almost like, I don't know, God put a stop to it.
Yeah, it literally was.
You know what? Didn't.
And it didn't. Exactly. So this is the fucking craziest thing about it. So he was this big, hunky, fucking, he's built like a brick shithouse, and he wasn't your traditional build for a wakeboarder. They're generally a little bit more compact, a little bit lighter, and he is like a fucking rugby league player. And so he would have to throw extra hard, and when you throw extra hard, you land extra hard. And this was way before any of the sort of safety precautions. Like they were using... and this isn't that long ago. They were using these, so him and Parks Bonifay mates, and they sort of pioneered these knee braces, which were like exoskeletons that stop your fucking knees from blowing to smithereens, because that's the gnarliest part. But before that, they were using wetsuits that were too small to wrap up and strap their knees like weightlifters would to give them a little bit more fucking shock absorption.
Amazing.
And so, long story short, if you don't know his tale, he was doing a trick that had never been done before, from jump to jump, landed on his head, basically broke his neck and is quadriplegic. And you'd just be like, because wherever he went, like if we walked anywhere with him, you go to a festival with Brad, and he would snap fucking necks. Like at the beach, walking down to the water, chicks would just fucking walk over kids, like just looking at him. Like he is an Adonis. Like male model, nicest guy, and fuck me did he put some runs on the board. And then that happens, and he's like, well, what am I? Then he finds out what he really is, and he's a fucking superstar inside as well as outside. And still pulls international tens as a quadriplegic. Like, it's fucking wild.
Yeah, he's the man. Have we had him on Not For Radio? Was he on the Rock Drive podcast? He has been on Not For Radio?
Yeah, I think it's both.
Okay, well, we'll put a link in the show notes because he's just awesome.
Yeah, he's a king. Absolutely.
There was around maybe his book being released, which is a fucking outstanding read. We've got a message from one of the great snipers here, Owen Sadler. Here we go.
Boys and Showboss Teagues, Owen or Owie here from South Wales. Quick yarn for you about an embarrassing situation unfolding as we speak. My mother, we'll call her Angela, you know why, is a chaotic basket case which I have inherited. She and my father, John, his fucking name as well, are part of a choir who rehearse on a Monday night. It is conducted by an Italian stallion by the name of Giordano. My mother obviously finds him attractive and wanted to show my aunt, her best mate, how attractive he is. She decided to send a photo of him, saying how gorgeous this Italian stud is. But because she's a plum, she sent it back to the choir group WhatsApp message and couldn't delete it. Giordano and all the other choir members are in there, and they have a rehearsal later this evening. Should be entertaining. Watch this space. Up the wires.
Up the wires, Owen.
Shit, I want to report back on that.
That is great. I love me a slow burning saga.
Mate, I've had a couple of people message me back on Instagram in that same sort of fashion. Instead of passing it on to someone and going, look at this fuckwit, they've just messaged me straight back and gone, look at this fuckwit. He thinks he's the bee's knees. I was like, the bee's knees?
That was a couple of years ago now, but I remember that.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, no, just playing around, mate.
Shit. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna talk shit about someone, do what they did. Send it to them.
Oh, who's calling me?
I had a
that's my Sparky. Bloody heat pump's not working at the moment.
I had a message from, and I can't.
Can I just quickly take this?
Yeah,
call?
totally.
G'day, mate. How you going?
Yeah, just putting in that electronic sex swing there, Dunc.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, you want the.
No, that's all good, bro. Like I said, we're coping, so no stress. That's just amazing work. As per, mate, you're a fucking carver. Appreciate you. You too. See you, bro. Yes, that's buddy Pete. Give him a plug beyond electrical.
Good on you, mate.
It was the old Mitzi heat pumps blowing a couple of parts out the arse end.
Oh, is that fucking old Stephen Fleming, is it?
I don't know which one it was. Celebrities plugging them. But how's this? Under warranty. Whole lot's getting done for free. No dramas.
That's glorious stuff.
Bit of troubleshooting on the hotline to Mitzi, and they're like, we'll sort that out.
Just a random aside, I got a message back from Stewie. We read out his yarn about his two Great Danes, one of them eating a cake, the other one shitting it out, and the other one eating it, and just about fucking making me spew. I don't know if it was a free one or if it was I can't remember when it was. It's a couple of episodes back anyway. And so he goes, everyone at the firehouse listened to the yarn about the Danes and absolutely fucking loved it. Such a pleasure to share it with you guys. If I can, I'd like to send you, Dunc, and Showboss Teagues some T-shirts from our fire department to share in the story. Let me know if I can do that for you, fellas and fellas.
Why aren't you getting one?
Well, and for me as well.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
You'd look the best at it.
Yeah.
I would look like a volunteer fighting fire.
Send me some sizes and address. Go long, go hard, and up the wires. Until next time.
Where's he based?
Over in the States.
Sick.
Yeah.
They always do the best fucking kit for their servicemen and women.
US of A.
Okay. Here.
Thank you very much, Sherry. Got your message.
That's unbelievable. Now you need to remember to reply, which is going to be the tricky part.
Yeah.
Remember to reply, Jay.
Yeah, fuck.
He's doing it right now.
Teagues, should we do this together?
You're fucking hopeless. It's funny because it's true. So, this sent through by Mark Williams, and I reckon it's worth having a dabble on. And Jay doesn't have any of these, so I'm going to serve the first lot up.
Okay.
We'll come back to this maybe tomorrow on the podcast. Things you can say about your motorbike, but not your girlfriend. This from Jesse Burns. Feels like the previous owner thrashed a shit out of it. Katrina Bickley says, she's so loud you can hear her coming from a couple of miles away. Dalton Longing, I think it is. Doesn't go as good as the last one, but more practical. Things you can say about your motorbike, but not your girlfriend. Chris
She's a
Morden.
bit bigger, but cheaper to run.
Chris Morden, she still rides well considering her age and the amount of previous owners she's had. Paul Dryden, she's got a bit of a piston. Fuck.
Piston sag.
She's got a bit of a piston slap and can do with a rebore. There's some Brad White. After a good thrashing, I always give it a pat and tell it it is a good girl, and then lock it back in the shed. This from Chris Forgy. Nice from afar, but far from nice. Mick Stephen. Here, Dad, take it for a ride. And let me know what you think. Oh, yeah.
Fuck, these Italians go like the clappers.
She's a dirty old hog. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Gather yourselves. We'll come back to that on
Fucking
Friday.
hell.
Don't
Jeez,
mind
that's
that
got
at all.
some legs on it.
It does. And I've literally just scratched the surface. If you want to jump on that, search Mark Williams on Sniper's Nightmare Facebook page. About 300 odd comments, and it was just scratching the surface. Oh, shit a brick. That'll get you. That might do for today, actually. Jeez, it's been good having you back in here.
Oh,
we
mate.
see these enormous amounts of fun, but yeah, obviously the fuckery is real.
Yeah, it's good to
The boys are back together.
it's good to get a bit of sweat on. Yeah, being absolutely collected. What's what happens really when you run a lifestyle similar to mine, where instead of trying to burn the candle at both ends, you just lob the whole fucking thing into an open fire, and then hope
And
for the best.
blowtorch it to start it.
Yeah. Speaking of, actually, this may be of interest or not so much interest if you are into motorcycles. Over the weekend, Born Free Chopper Show, which in my opinion is one of the greatest chopper shows on the planet. I think another one like Mama Tried, Born Too Late, the New Zealand version.
There's
was also
300,000 people that go to it, eh?
it was fucking huge. Crazy setup. And they get these invited bike builders to go along. And a bike builder that goes under the alias of 3G Nuck had one of his buddies' workshops burned down when those big California wildfires went through. And so it fucking melted all of the aluminium casings that were around these engines, and so it just ended up being a pool of aluminium, like fucking melted aluminium. So he got these fucking torched engines and basically cobbled back together this incredible knucklehead for this bike that he built.
Did he
It's kinda
recast it out of the alloy and melt it down?
I just got parts and it kind of just got it going again. The whole thing was fucking chromed up, which I'm not normally a big full chrome guy, but this is such a beautiful bike. I'll put a link to it in the show notes so you can check it out. And if you are into motorcycles, no matter where you are on the planet, it's just such an incredible show to get along to. I had a bunch of buddies fly over from New Zealand to go hit up there. Sexy Dempsey, it just went up with Sid and mince around.
Definitely. It's one of those ones we'd love to do. We'd love to do lots of things. But
well, it'd be just cool to do. It'd be cool to get up there and do the ride, or ride around, or actually go up there. I really want to go because one of my favorite bike builders is now building bikes out of Florida. So he was in Wisconsin, but he's now moved to Florida. So I think that's a goal for next year: is get a garage to hold these motorcycles, and then get something that I can fucking pick up in Florida and ride up and across, and then ship out of LA.
what do they have over there? It's like papers or some shit, eh? You could have clean papers, but there's no warrant of fitness or rego, eh?
Yeah, different states, different setups, but yeah, matching numbers, frame and engine is what you're kind of after. These are some real cool. He builds amazing bikes. Wisco Speed, if you're into him.
Oh, you've been following him for a while.
Yeah.
Do you know
Josh
what?
Brolin just got a bike off him, and it's fucking insane. So sick.
Oh, yes.
And he's a cool motherfucker. Cool.
Do you know
motherfucker.
what? Here's the elite.
And Jason Momoa's got one of his bikes as well.
Oh, yeah, you just got that not long ago.
Yeah.
When's he back in New Zealand? I want to get that bike off him.
Yeah,
I say that. So myself and JD Harley ambassadors, and I was asking for one of the lowrider STs to give them a go. They're the new lowriders with the saddlebags or the hard panniers. And Harley contact Nigel was just like, yeah, I'll have to ask Momoa. And so then Momoa just went overseas for like a few months, eh?
Yeah, he's fucked off. He's got heaps of cool shit here.
So here's what you want to do, just while we continue. If you're not into motorcycles, this will be boring as fuck, but it is applicable if you're into any sort of toys. What you want, if you're in old toys, what you want to do is be rolling 2. If you're in the position to roll 2, so you roll 2 old, cool as fuck bikes, and then if it shits itself, you've got another one.
Yeah.
And then you can ride them as dailies. But if you've got a good mechanic, they should go every day.
Yeah, also there's like S&S repros of those old motors too, which
is there?
Which takes a lot of the hard work out of it, I think.
That's cool.
You've got to be pretty clever. Bro, clever mates, so it's all good.
I'm going to go home and tell Dixie I bought 2 old motorbikes. Should be fucking wrapped.
Mate,
Anybody want to buy the Suburban? That's still for sale. Yeah. No nibbles on that. But the other one fell through. One careful lady owner.
Yes.
And
Dixie.
Yeah. What? Yeah. And we used to say it on the number plates.
Yeah.
Dixie's. Whatever you're up to for the rest of your Thursday, have a ripper. Jesus, always good fun, this. We love it. We're going to have more fun in the radio studio. You can listen on Rover, wherever you are on the planet. It'll be, when this gets uploaded, we will be live on the radio. So if you see it pop up in your feed and you're like, shit, the boys are on now, download the app, ROVA. And yeah, we'll catch you on the radio show this afternoon. If not, we'll catch you tomorrow for another Not For Radio.
If you haven't got Rover already as well, I only say this because the number of people that have been getting in contact with us through the Rover functionality, so that you can fucking call from wherever you are on the planet. And
there's some locations that haven't been unlocked yet, but give it a crack.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Well, let us know where you are trying to call from, and if you cannot call from there, would be almost easier. So I love that little roll call of where people are listening to the pod.
There's another thread I saw on the Sniper's Nightmare a couple of weeks back. It's fucking mind-blowing.
I reckon we'll read that out tomorrow. Where people are tuning in from. It's fucking cool.
Yeah, outstanding. Have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you tomorrow for Not For Radio. Go well, go long.
Love the was.